Hey, welcome back to the main event, Daniel. And yeah, we're heading back to WWF for Survivor Series 1992. So this is November 25th, 1992, at the Richfield Coliseum in Richfield, Ohio. And man, almost 18,000 fans, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And the main event, world title match, Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hitman Hart. This pay-per-view, I'm torn on many levels. I don't think it was a bad pay-per-view. And the thing is, like, when I read a lot of reviews or listen to other people's, reviews of this pay-per-view, I do notice that a lot of people want to shit on it. But to me, I mean, aside from the main event, this match, and also the tag match, the Savage Perfect against Ramon and Flair tag match, I think they had some other good matches. I liked the coffin match, and I liked the Night Stick on a Pole match. I thought they were, those were fun matches to watch. And yet people just kind of shit on this pay-per-view. To me, these are bad taste in my mouth when I think about this pay-per-view. And these are just personal reasons. I'm not expecting everybody to jump on the bandwagon with me here. But the first thing is, me personally, like, I felt like this was the year they raped the Survivor Series. This is my favorite pay-per-view of all time. And I always loved when the entire card was just Survivor Series elimination matches. It's one night a fucking year. Can we not let, we got every other event, especially today. I'm bitching more about today than I was then. But it's like every pay-per-view is the same generic bullshit. You mean you can't just have one pay-per-view be special and unique and different? Apparently not. Now 91 gets a pass. Like, I get it. Almost all the matches were elimination matches except for the world title match. And even then, I'm kind of against it. So, like, you could have had Hogan and Taker on opposite sides in their Survivor Series match. It would have been awesome. Could have Flair in there. I mean, it would have been great all around. But regardless, whatever. It is what it is. But this year, in 92, they just do away with almost all of it. Like, literally, they get rid of every bit of it. Except for one. And it's not even that good of a Survivor Series match. So, I don't know. That was first thing. The next thing, and this is just me being me. Now, once again, I don't expect anybody to agree with me. But this is just my opinion. I was 7 years old when this one came out. And even at 7 years old, I did not buy Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels as main eventers then. And I'm not saying I would never. I'm just saying at that point in time, I didn't. Now, it was, once again, because I'm 7, wrestling's still real, and it's like, I'm trying to wrap my head around, okay, Bret Hart's the world champion, but he didn't feel like a world champion. Like, no matter how much they push it down your throat that he's going around defending this title more than anybody else at this time, it just didn't feel right to me. And maybe I did buy, I totally did. I bought into the big man hype. They've been pushing down my throat for years at this point. Because I look at Bret Hart and I'm like, you know what? Hogan, Warrior, Sid Justice, Savage, Sergeant Slaughter, Jake the Snake, Undertaker, Ric Flair, these guys can stomp the shit out of him. I know he beat Ric Flair for the title. I don't want to get that comment. He beat Ric Flair. Okay, I get it. But I'm just saying, as a kid, I was like, all those guys felt like world champion or world champion caliber. Like, I never bat an eye that Sid Justice was in a main event because I'm like, yeah, it's Sid fucking Justice. He's huge. I didn't buy Bret Hart as the main eventer. And I definitely didn't buy Shawn Michaels at this point. And if I'm being honest with you guys, I didn't actually think of Bret Hart as a main event wrestler until like January '94 when he was in he won the Royal Rumble. That was the first time I was like, all right, I buy it. Like, now and it clicked then. Before then, no, his world title reign didn't mean shit to me at the time because I'm just like, no, he's on borrowed time. He really is. I just didn't buy him, and I know it upsets a lot of people. I'm not saying I didn't respect the wrestling even then, because once again, they're both doing their job. Like, when I was a kid, I loved Bret Hart and I hated Shawn Michaels, and that's the way it should have been. I know now it's like we all love Shawn Michaels no matter what, but it's like when you're a kid, you're supposed to boo the bad guys. And that's exactly what I was doing. I was like, fuck Shawn Michaels. Fuck this guy who threw Jannetty through the plate glass window. So yeah, and Michaels, I didn't even buy him as a main eventer until like '95. Like literally, it wasn't until like it's weird winning a world title match because at this point he's already won the Royal Rumble. He has fought Diesel at WrestleMania 11, and it wasn't until like King of the Ring that I finally did kind of come around. It was like his face turn when he did his face turn in '95. That's when I first like, all right, you know what? I like to see this guy for a title. I think he can do it. I don't know why, but I was not buying what WWF was trying to program into me at that time. But this is the time when I was kind of voting for bad guys anyways, because the bad guy made his pay-per-view debut this month, and that was Razor Ramon. And I was hook, line, and sinker of that guy. But anyways, I digress. So, as a child, this did not feel like a main event quality match to me. It didn't. And I'm sorry, I'm not to piss everybody off, but it's the truth. I was just like, these are two Intercontinental guys at best. And they were, to me. Now, as an adult, looking back, appreciating the wrestling side of it, and the fact that these two guys were trying to break down the barrier, destroy that stigma of the big guys have to be, you know, it's a great match. It is, but as a kid, didn't care for it. Was not big on it. Really felt that Savage or Warrior, because I know Warrior would leave before this event would happen, but felt that Savage or Warrior should have been the champion. And then at this point, Razor Ramon was became one of my favorites, so then I was like, well, fuck, Razor should get it. And then, of course, he would get a title shot at the Royal Rumble, but we ain't going to talk about that, because whatever. But anyway, so yeah, this match just didn't do it for me going into it as a kid. And it wasn't until years later that I actually did come around to appreciate it for what it was. So let's get to the build-up of this match. So Bret Hart defended his title, and Shawn Michaels comes through the ranks and gets himself a title match. And shortly before this match, he would actually defeat British Bulldog, because for some reason, even though he's in the running for the world title, they decided to also give him an Intercontinental title match, and Shawn Michaels would defeat the British Bulldog, capture that Intercontinental title, and here you go. And even though it's technically not a title versus title match, or a champion versus champion, in that sense, only the world title is on the line, but they was definitely playing up the whole Shawn Michaels has nothing to lose, like everything to gain, nothing to lose, because if he lost, he ain't going to lose his Intercontinental title. Now, that's the story that was being hyped up at the time. Like, that's what you were seeing. What was going on behind the scenes at this point was, see, prior to this, Shawn Michaels was scheduled to defeat Hart at SummerSlam for the IC title. And then, of course, once the location got changed on that one, they decided to change it up and give that spot to Bulldog. And, of course, we already talked about that match. However, this was during the steroid scandal, and apparently Davey Boy Smith partook. And, yeah, they asked him kindly to leave. Before so, however, they did have him drop the title to Shawn Michaels. Now, here's the thing. I get it. Because, you know, in their mind, they're like, well, we're just going to have Michaels win it anyway, so we'll just go ahead and do that. But it's like, at this point, they already had the Michaels-Hart match booked. To me, it would have made more sense. And even then, I thought it was kind of weird. I didn't really put it together because I wasn't a smart little fuck. I was actually a wrestling fan. I was a mark back then. But even as a mark, it didn't make sense. Because I was like, well, why did they... like? Because Michaels is already in line for a world title match. Like, how does one who's already got his shot here able to just go back and take each... like, I'd be like in WCW if the guy's got a shot at the world title. And then he was like, but before I get a shot here, I'm going to take the TV title and the US title because fuck you, I'm great. It makes no sense. And so, looking back, I'm like, knowing what's going to happen, it's like, why didn't they just have like a battle royal type thing? You could have had Marty Jannetty win, and then once Michaels loses here, boom, he's already got a pre-made feud, and the title's there. It would have just made more sense, but whatever. Michaels beats him and then takes the title. And of course, this was at a time when you didn't have multiple champions because, you know, they had rules against it. So, I mean, apparently, unless if you honestly thought that he was going to win the title just to turn around and drop it and vacate it, then it's like he wasn't going to win that world title. It was just writing was on the wall, but whatever. Enjoy the wrestling show. So, the match itself, really good, real good back and forth action. I love the fact that Shawn Michaels hits the Sweet Chin Music, but this is before it was called the Sweet Chin Music. Before it was called Super Kick. It was literally just like, oh, he just hit with that kick. And Hart's down, and I think he went for a pin there, but didn't get nothing. Of course, they used more as a setup for his teardrop back suplex, which was just a back suplex that he kind of did from the side. He grabbed from the crotch and went up with it. But what was funny was he hits him with that move, and Hart just kicks out like it was nothing. And I was like, man, you hit him with your setup and your finisher, and nothing, like fucking nothing. Hart kicked out like it was shit. And I remember even thinking, and it's funny that I was even thinking it, but I was like, you know, when he was in the Rockers, for the most part, they'd always do that double drop kick at the same time off the top ropes. And I was like, well, him with drop kick on top ropes. And sure enough, Hart or Michaels like, I'm going to the top ropes. But he doesn't hit drop kick. He hits like this weird, like, I'm going to do a front drop kick. Like, I'm going to throw my legs up front at you. And then Hart just like, nope, drops him down and then locks in the sharpshooter. And then, of course, Michaels taps out. And, well, he didn't tap out. He tells the referee he quits because this was before tap outs. It's another thing that's kind of odd, too. Like, I'll be watching these old pay-per-views, and it's just like in this one in particular, at one point, I forget what move Hart had him in some kind of submission, and Michaels is just like smacking the apron or the mat because he's in pain, and I'm like, oh shit, tap out, no tap out. Oh, and I kind of forgot that it wasn't until like Ken Shamrock showed up that the tap out became popular or whatnot. But yeah, anyways, so HBK loses, Hart regains the title, and there you go. As far as the fallout from this match, Hart would, continue his reign for a while until WrestleMania 9, where he would ultimately lose it to Yokozuna. More on that mess later. And then Shawn Michaels would actually, in fact, start feuding with his former tag team partner, Mark Jannetty, and they'd even trade the belt back and forth. And, yeah, that was kind of where his path took him. So, there you have it. So, what did I think about this match? I liked it. Once again, looking back, I mean, especially right now, watching it, it's a damn good match all around. Hart, Michaels, they're both just, and it's very cool to see him because knowing what we know now, even though it's not officially the new generation yet, it's still that weird transition period into the new generation. These were your two guys that was leading the charge, So to see these guys kind of, main event, headline it, and, it's very, I guess, it's, the symbolism is just great of this, these two guys. Once again, they're the leaders of the pack, and then here they are kind of putting the best foot forward, kind of starting it all off, if you will. And I like that. I thought that was kind of neat. But other than that, like I said, nothing bad to say about this match. Real good stuff. Of course, there would be another famous Survivor Series match between these two guys 5 years down the road, but we'll get to that another day. I'm watching this thing, and I'm just like, you know what? 5 years from now, same match, same referee even. It's like, it's going to be totally different. Can't wait. So, but yeah, like I said, overall, I enjoyed it. Like I said, you can't really say nothing bad about this match. Damn good all around. Once again, any complaints I had was 7-year-old Daniel, not 31-year-old Daniel. So, yeah, that's all I got. Guys, let me know what you thought of the match. Drop those comments down below. And, yeah, tune in tomorrow night. We're going to hit the final pay-per-view of the year. It's Starrcade 1992, so tune in. Let's check it out. All right, until next time.